Hello, my name is Dallas Hogan and welcome to my journey into musical theater. What got me first into musical theater was Phantom of the Opera. Phantom of the Opera was basically my first introduction into musical theater. My middle school teacher would always talk about it. It would always be the rave of the classroom. And so with that being instilled into the classroom, further that got me into singing, and singing was basically my transition into slowly acting and dancing. And so I started out with Schoolhouse Rock, getting 3 in the magic number. And then as I went to 6th grade, I further got into Lion King, and I got the lead role as Simba. And so, being that 6th grader on stage and basically performing as Simba was such an amazing experience, and really made me further enjoy musical theater and really appreciated it. My fondest memory going into high school was basically Grease, Grimm Brothers Spectacular-thon. Grimm Brothers Spectacular-thon was my sophomore debut. Typically at my school, you wouldn't be in musical theater unless you were a junior. So I had to talk my way into musical theater. But just being on that stage again after a long hiatus after 8th grade and freshman year. So basically being back on stage was a real invitation back into musical theater, into plays, into acting. But then next year that Grease happened, and Grease was like, oh, what's the word? I'm the word. And so Grease, being cast as Teen Angel and Roger, really invigorated me back into musical theater. However, as we went to our spring musical, which it was in 2020, we do know that the pandemic happened, and that kind of dimmed the light for musical theater for me. The turning point in getting me back into musical theater was in December. And so just that whole entire semester doing dance, having musical theater, and really being invigorated by my musical theater teacher, who has then propelled me into getting back into it. I'm doing dance, and I'm doing singing, and doing acting. And so that following semester, I do know I did get the lead in Eurydice. I was the father, and I played in SpongeBob. And so just being in Eurydice and being in that play and being the father and being in SpongeBob as well, and being an ensemble, it really gave the fun back into musical theater. And so having that aspect of musical theater back in my life really changed how I wanted to propel myself. And going into college, I knew I wasn't going to do musical theater as my major, but I knew I wanted to reinstill that passion for it going into college. And so having a film degree coming along and knowing that the school that I was going to have musical theater really made me excited. Spring semester of my freshman year in 2022, I got my first role as Carlos in Descendants. And so that experience, and with my director here at my school, I just knew that I was really getting back into it. I had somebody who had my support. I felt like I was being noticed. I went into another musical, and that musical was Once on This Island. And so being part of the Red Phoenix Company's musical of Once on This Island, being Ogway, a titular character, which I loved and I've always wanted to play. I really got the chance to feed into a different aspect of just musical theater and acting and dancing, and really get into the story and grit of really being intentional and being instinctual in my acting and musical theater performance overall. So my dream in furthering my career in musical theater is basically going out there and making it a career, getting on a professional stage, regional touring, Disney, even being on Broadway. That is also another goal of mine. So all this stuff shapes into me and my journey into musical theater. And so with that, I really hope y'all enjoyed my dive into my musical theater journey. Thank you.